Hi everyone, welcome to your Vinyasa flow practice. My name is Lacey. I'm going to be guiding you through class today. For today's class, we are focusing on spinal flexibility as well as opening up our chest and shoulders. We will be going into a forearm wheel. That will be the peak posture for this class, but as always, those peak postures are optional. And I'm going to give you a lot of other variations to play around with other than that forearm wheel. So if you're not ready for forearm wheel, don't worry, you definitely do not have to go into it. For today's practice, you are going to have the option for a couple blocks. So if you have one or two blocks, I encourage you to grab them. But if you don't have them, again, don't worry about it. You don't necessarily need them for practice today. We're getting started in extended child's pose with the optional use of the blocks. So start by bringing your big toes together, knees out wide. And if you're utilizing the blocks, I want you to bring them onto your mat, so on their lowest setting. And then you're gonna bring your elbows to the blocks and let your head fall in between your arms and your hands fall in between your shoulder blades. So it's just a way to gently start to open up the chest. If this feels too intense, you could always move the blocks aside and just bring your arms to your mat. Or you could extend your arms out long in front of you. Wherever you're starting, allow yourself to wiggle, adjust as you need to. And then eventually, you're going to allow yourself to come to stillness. And as you start to make your way to stillness, notice what thoughts, distractions start to come up. That might be things you have planned for the rest of the day, that you have going on this week. Just notice what starts to come up for you. And then those things that do pop into your head, I want you to start to mentally set them aside. So think of picking up those ideas and just placing them to the outside edges of your mat. And then start to bring that attention and focus towards your breath. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Take a big inhale through your nose. And open mouth exhale. Take another breath like that. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. Now reseal your lips. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Continue this breath, starting to place a gentle constriction in the base of your throat. Allowing your inhales and exhales to become a little bit audible texture. Starting to engage your Ujjayi pranayama breath. And know that as you move throughout practice today, if that constriction in your throat starts to give you feelings of anxiety or shortness of breath, you can always take the constriction out and continue to inhale and exhale through your nose. Your next inhale, we'll shift forward to a tabletop. If you have your blocks, you can set them aside. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And then allow yourself just a little freeform movement. So you could shift forward, back. You might sway your hips a little side to side. Eventually allow yourself to come back to stillness. Gently start to engage your core, pulling belly button up and in. Actively press into your palms, feel your shoulder blades start to spread apart. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, cat, arch your spine, press into your mat. Inhale, cow, belly drops, tailbone presses up. Exhale, cat, tuck your chin, shoulder blades come apart. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale back to your tabletop. And then exhale to downward facing dog. So curl your back toes under, lift your hips up and then back. First down dog of practice. So allow yourself again some time to move here, really feel out the posture in your body today. And eventually allow yourself to come back to stillness again. Hands are about shoulder width distance apart, feet are about hip width distance. Gently drive your heels towards your mat. Spread your hands nice and wide. Press into your mat, think of sending your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Take as many steps as you need to get there. We'll move into a right dog, feet hip width distance apart. Grab hands to opposite elbows. Let your head, neck be long. You might take movement in this forward fold, or stillness can feel good as well. Release your grip. Walk your feet in towards one another. Place a bend to your knees, tuck your chin to your chest. And on your inhale, slowly rise to standing. Head is the last thing to lift. Feel your vertebrae stack as you rise. At the top, on your exhale, you'll roll shoulders out of your ears and down your back. One more time, inhale, lift your shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Press through your feet, reach your arms up over your head. Breathe here and hold. Bring weight into your heels and the balls of your feet, and then relax your toes. Gently pull your belly button up and in so core is active. Now relax your shoulders out of your ears. With your right hand, grab your left wrist. Take a big inhale. Exhale, side body stretch right. Send your hips to the left. Breathe here and hold. Actively press into the sole of your left foot. Rotate your left shoulder open. Inhale, come back to center, grab your right wrist. Exhale, side body stretch, left. Press your hips to the right. Breathe here. Actively press into the sole of your right foot. Rotate your right hip open. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at your hips, micro bend to your knees as you release forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins or thighs, gaze forward. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your hands. Step back to high plank pose. Shift forward, lower down just halfway and stop. Inhale, up dog, float to the tops of your feet. Gaze forward, lift your chest. Exhale, down dog, lift your hips, pull belly button up and in. Take a breath in and breath out. Starting to go through that now. Breath to movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, travel, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Rise up, grab your left wrist. Exhale, side body stretch right. Inhale, come back to center, switch your grip. Exhale, side body stretch left. Inhale, center, release your grip. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your hands, step or float back. Inhale, up dog, lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or float, tap a mat. Inhale, halfway lift, belly button up and in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Tadasana, rise with a long spine. Exhale, stretch right, press hips to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, side body stretch left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, your variation. Always option to skip, hold high plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, shift forward, arch your spine. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. Step or assist your foot in between your hands. Make sure your front knee is stacked over your ankle. Now inhale, crescent lunge. Press through your feet, lift your chest, arms up over your head. Breathe here and hold. So make sure your weight is in the ball of your back foot. Rotate your right hip back, left hip forward. Now notice sometimes our left hip has a tendency to rise and our right hip drops. Shift your right hip up, left hip down, so your hips are parallel to one another. Take an inhale. Exhale, prayer hands behind you. Palms come together, bend your elbows, thumbs in between your shoulder blades. Send your elbows back, pull belly button up and in. Inhale, come back to your crescent lunge, release your grip. Exhale, warrior two, plant your foot, back foot, arms open up to a T. Breathe here and hold. So front knee is over your ankle. And you're pressing your right thigh open towards the pinky toe. Press into the pinky toe side of your back foot. Right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale to a reverse warrior. Stay deep in your right knee, reach up with your right hand. Breathe here and hold. Relax your right shoulder, and then lift up on the tip of your right hip. Take a big inhale. Now exhale, big transition. I want you to rotate on the balls of your feet so you're turning to face the back of your mat, coming to a low lunge. So now you're facing the opposite direction, your hands are framing your left foot. Inhale to a crescent moon, drop your back knee, lift your chest, arms up over your head. Breathe here and hold. Option is first time through, you could interlace your hands over your front thigh for a little bit of support. Press your right thigh towards your mat. The core stays engaged, so keep pulling belly button to spine. And this front left knee over your left ankle. Take a big inhale, reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, baby back bend, goalpost your arms, lift your chest. Inhale, come back to your crescent moon, arms reach up. Exhale, low lunge. Circle your hands to frame your left foot, curl your back toes under. Now plant your hands to your mat. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, bend your knee and open your hip up to the right. Now breathe here and hold. You can roll out your ankle. You might take some knee circles here. Inhale back to your three-legged dog, left hip lowers. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Option to keep your left leg lifted. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Curl and press into your palms. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step assist your left leg through. Knee stacks over ankle. Inhale, crescent lunge. Press through your feet. Lift your chest, arms up over your head. Breathe here. Keep grounding into the center of your left heel. You'll really feel your glute activate. Keep a little bend to your back leg. It does not need to be completely straight. You're working to point your tailbone down. Focus on your breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, prayer hands behind you, so palms together. Bend your elbows, thumbs in between the shoulder blades. Breathe here. Gently press your arms back. Really start to open through your chest. Now inhale back to your crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two, so back foot down. Keep the deep bend to your left knee. Arms open up. Breathe here. Now notice we tend in this posture to reach a little forward. I want you to reach back so your shoulders and hips are stacked. Rotate your left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. You'll feel the tailbone tuck slightly and your core engage a little bit more. Inhale, reverse warrior. Stay deep in the left leg. Reach up with your left hand. Breathe here. Little to no weight in the back hand. I want you to think of reaching up rather than back. So you're feeling the stretch through the left side body. Take an inhale. Now exhale, low lunge to the front of your mat. Now so you're going to pivot on your feet, trying to frame your right foot. Inhale, crescent moon, so back knee drops. Lift your chest, arms up over your head. Breathe here and hold. Option again, this time through to interlace your hands over your front thigh. Gently press your left thigh forward as you lift your chest up. Notice if your knee starts to jut out over your front foot, you can just walk your right toes closer to the top of your mat. Allow your shoulders to relax. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, just a little back bend. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale back to your crescent moon, arms reach up. Exhale, low lunge. Frame your right foot, curl your back toes under. Now inhale, three-legged dog. Plant your hands, lift your right leg, use your core. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip to the left. Now take some movements here, roll out the knees, some ankle circles. As you open your right hip up, rotate your right shoulder down. Inhale back to your three-legged dog, right leg high. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward, lower down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in. And breath out. Breath in. And breath out. Starting to flow through that now, breath to movement. Now this is to the pace of your own breath, so know it's okay if you're going a little faster, slower than me. Just follow your breath pace. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge, step assist your right foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge, drive through your feet, squeeze your inner thighs, arms reach up. Exhale, prayer hands behind you, bend your elbows. Inhale back to crescent, arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two, back foot spins down, stay deep in your front leg. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach up with your right hand, relax your right shoulder. Exhale, low lunge to the back of your mat, so you're gonna pivot on your feet, turn to frame your left foot. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee lowers, lift your chest. Exhale, add a baby back bend, goal post your arms. Inhale back to crescent moon. Exhale, low lunge, hinge forward, frame your left foot. Inhale, three-legged dog, plant your hands, lift your left leg. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip to the right. Inhale, three-legged dog, left hip rotates down. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward, option to keep your left leg lifted. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Rise up, arms reach up. Exhale, prayer hands behind you. Send your elbows back, open your chest. Inhale back to crescent. Exhale, warrior two, reach through your fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior, keep pressing your left knee open. Exhale, low lunge, pivot on your feet, turn to frame your right foot. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee lowers. Exhale, baby back bend, goal post your arms. Inhale, crescent moon, lift your chest. Exhale, low lunge, curl your back toes under. Inhale, three-legged dog, reach your right leg high, use your core. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip up to the left. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Breath in and breath out. Going through that one more time and just adding on in a couple places. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, prayer hands behind you. Bend your elbows. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge to the back of your mat. So pivot on your feet, frame your left foot. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee down. Exhale, back bend, goal post your arms. Inhale back to crescent, moon, arms reach up. Exhale, low lunge, curl your back toes under. Now inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Now exhale, bend your knee, open your hip up to the right. Now you can stay right here or option for flip dog. For flip dog, you're going to open your chest up, come onto the sole of your left foot, send your hips high, reach forward, down with your left hand, press into the soles of your feet, allow your head to relax. Inhale, three-legged dog, left arm lowers, left leg lifts. Now exhale, down dog, lower your left leg. Inhale, shift forward, high plank pose. And exhale, lower to your belly. Try to let your chest be the first thing to connect. Now from here, we're going to zip your legs together to touch. Hands are underneath your shoulders, elbows point up. Take an inhale, press into the tops of your feet, feel your shins lift. And then exhale, baby cobra. Lift your chest. Breathe here and hold. Little to no weight in your hands. Keep pressing into the tops of your feet. On your inhale, I want you to slightly shift forward. On your exhale, lift up a little bit higher. Do that one more time. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lift up. Pull belly button to spine, press into your feet. You're here for 3. Release to your mat in 2. 1, exhale, release down to your mat. Now inhale, curl your back toes under. And exhale, press to a high plank and down dog. Take a breath in and breath out. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale back to your crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge, rotate on the feet, frame your right foot. Inhale, crescent moon, back knee down. Exhale, little back bend, lift your chest. Inhale, crescent moon. Exhale, low lunge, curl your back toes under, lift your knee up. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg lifts. So bend your knee open into the left. Now again, you can stay right here, or flip dog. For flip dog, you're going to lift your right hand, bring the sole of your right foot to your mat. Open your chest to the ceiling. Reach forward, down with your right hand. Press into your feet, send your chest towards the top of your mat. Inhale, three-legged dog, right arm lowers, right leg lifts. Exhale, down dog. Now inhale, shift forward, high plank pose. And then exhale, I just want you to come down to your knees. Walk your knees in a little bit so you're in a tabletop. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees rather. Now from here, we're going to move into a puppy dog pose. Puppy dog pose is going to be a big chest opener. So I'm going to give you some options. One is to do this without the blocks. You'll keep your legs where they are, hips over knees. Walk your hands out in front of you till your arms are nice and straight. Then you're going to allow your chest to drop and your forehead might connect to your mat. Now if your forehead connects, but you want a little bit more, you might bring your chin down. Now chin down, forehead down feels like a lot. You can always grab a block, placing it underneath your head just to bring the floor a little bit closer to you. Now if you have your forehead down, your chin down, and then your chest is starting to connect, you might grab the blocks, placing one underneath each hand, and then allow yourself to come down, making this even more intense for you. So you have lots of variations to play around with intensity here. It is an intense posture. So you should feel a big, big opening through the chest. And you might have some sensations that come up. So know that if you need to move out of it, move out of it. But also focus on your breath. Continue to allow your belly to fall towards your mat. Hips stay stacking over your knees. Toes can be out long, or sometimes it feels good to curl them under, so feel free to play. Keep rotating your armpits in towards one another. Start to lift your chest up, and then you're just going to slowly inch your hands back underneath your shoulders. I know that can feel really hard to get out of. It does for me, at least. Now from here, I want you to curl your back toes under and then just press yourself to a down dog, counteracting that a little bit, walking your feet back and forth. From here, inhale, shift forward, high plank pose. And then I want you to come into a forearm plank. So come down to your forearms. Really, you can take whatever grip feels best for you. Shoulders over your elbows. Gaze forward, pull belly button up and in. Now from here, take an inhale. Exhale, I want you to press into your forearms, lift your hips up. Inhale, shift forward, back to your plank. Exhale, press into your arms, head goes back, lift your hips. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lift, press into your arms. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lift. So dolphin push-ups here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lift. One more, inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lift, and I want you to hold. Let your head hang back, pull belly button up and in. Press into your forearms, open your chest up. Breathe. You're here for 4, 3. I want you to shift forward, lower to your knees in 2. 1, shift forward, lower to your knees, and then just take a seat on your heels. Take a second to catch your breath. Maybe grab a sip of water here. Just allow yourself to come back to our yoga breath here after a little bit more of a core series there. All right, so we're working opening up our chest and shoulders. Hopefully your spine and shoulders are starting to feel nice and mobile. We're going to move into our first really deep back bend of practice. This back bend is going to be a camel pose. Now, if you're doing camel pose and you have access to blocks, I highly recommend using one. It's not required. It's just going to keep your inner thighs really engaged so that your low back stays protected. So if you have a block, grab it. So if you're taking a block, you're going to bring it in between your inner thighs. If you don't have your block, all you're going to do is bring your feet up to hip width distance. Same thing. Now know that camel pose is a really big back bend. So if you're moving into this posture and it brings up feelings of lightheadedness or a little anxiety, feel free to come out of it, take a seat. Just keep your head above your heart to help keep your breath under control if that little bit of anxiety is coming up during this posture. So from here, feet are hip width distance apart, squeeze the inner thighs together. Hands are going to come to your low back, so the heel of your hand is just at the low back and your fingertips face down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, pull belly button up and in. So notice if you're starting to do this and your belly's popping forward, you have the sway to your back, pull belly button up and in so core stays engaged. That's also going to help with that squeeze of your inner thighs. Now this is camel pose right here. You do not have to go any deeper than this. If you are going a little bit deeper, I want you to take an inhale. And then exhale, slowly start to trace your gaze towards the ceiling. As you start to trace your gaze up, you're pulling belly button up and in, hips are staying over your knees. Now you might stop any point here. If you continue to trace your gaze, trace your gaze, trace your gaze, and eventually start to see the wall or whatever is behind you, you could stay here. You might curl your back toes under, lifting your heels up. Start by bringing right hand to your heel, maybe your left hand to your heel. Continue to send your hips forward, squeeze your inner thighs. Now if you're right here and you feel like you could go deeper, you might come down to the tops of your feet. You might start to walk your hands in towards the calves. Keep squeezing that block, send your hips forward, breathe. Now you can stay here for a couple more breaths, or whenever you're ready to move out, start to make your way back to sitting on your heels. Now if your hands came away from your low back, I want you to bring them there first, and then your head is the last thing to lift, and then you're going to take a seat. If you have the block, set it aside. Allow your eyes to blink closed. Let your hands fall to your thighs, down by your sides. Just start to come back to your breath. Maybe you take a couple open mouth exhales. That is an inversion. Your head is below your heart. So it is typical that your heart rate would pick up and you feel a little shorter breath. So start to elongate your breathing again, slowing your heart rate down. All right, from here, we're going to make our way to our backs. We're going to start to move into our wheel variations. So I'm going to demo for you guys bridge pose, full wheel, and then forearm wheel. Now, if you're familiar with these, you know where you're going, you want to kind of ignore this tutorial time, feel free to go into them. Otherwise, I want you to just take a seat, grab a sip of water, and take a couple minutes just to listen to me, and then I'll guide you through them together. But these are all different ways to build your spinal wheel chest opening practice. I'll preface this by saying wheel and spinal flexibility does not come that naturally to me. So all of these have helped me build that practice a ton. So starting with our bridge pose. So you're on your back, feet are hip width distance apart, knees are stacked over your ankles. Now that distance between your heels and your hips looks a little bit different for everybody. So just try to check, look to the side, make sure that your feet aren't too far out or that they're not too far in. Knees directly over ankles. Hands are down by your sides. And then we'll start with our bridge pose by lifting your low back up, middle back up, and then your upper back. And to really get the upper back up, I want you to walk your shoulders underneath you. And you can see when I walk my shoulders underneath, my entire chest starts to lift up. So this becomes a lot more of a chest opener than a glute work. Now from here, I want you to think of our camel pose that we're doing. So you're lifting your hips, squeezing your glutes, squeezing your inner thighs. Chest goes towards your chin, chin away from your chest. Hands might hang out at your sides. You might take a chest expansion underneath you, palms together. And bridge pose is a great pose to focus on spinal flexibility. So you might stay right here. If you want to move onto your wheel, you'll lower from your bridge, reversing it. So upper back, middle back, and then low back. Now, if we're moving into that full wheel, you're going to set it up just like you would in your bridge pose. So feet underneath your knees, arms will start down your side, and move just like you're going into your bridge. So low back, middle back, then you're going to walk your upper back underneath. Now, you're going to take your hands behind you, so your elbows point up, fingertips point towards your toes. From here, you're going to press into the soles of your feet, come onto the crown of your head, just for a second here. Squeeze through the inner thighs. Now, take an inhale, and exhale, press into your palms, send your chest forward. Woo. Squeeze through the inner thighs, press into the soles of your feet so you're working on straightening out your legs. Keep squeezing your inner thighs in, pull belly button up and in, send your chest forward. Stay here as long as you can. Now, if you want to go to forearm wheel, you're going to bend your elbows, come back to the crown of your head. Bring one arm behind you, cup your head, bring the second hand behind you, cup your head. Now I want you to press into your arms, send your chest forward. Pull belly button up and in, squeeze your inner thighs. Now you could stay right here, or when you're ready to come out, you're going to tuck your chin, roll yourself down. Hands are going to be behind you, kind of like a pillow. Whew. Now maybe you went and did those along with me. If you didn't and you want to go through them on your own after you watched it, I just want you to give this video a pause. Go through those steps, whatever one you're playing around with, and then come back here and meet me. If you got enough of a wheel chest opening practice, stay on your back, and then we're going to just take a little rock of our legs side to side, massaging out our low back. Whew, forearm wheel always is a struggle for me, but every month that I play around with it, I see a lot of progress with that spinal flexibility. Right from here, I want you to bring your knees into your chest, cross your ankles, take a couple of rock and rolls forward and back, and then you're going to make your way to a down dog. Now that might be through a chaturanga, you can go through a tabletop. Really, however you want to get to down dog is great. Once you're in down dog, you'll inhale your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Right knee to the outside of your right wrist. Right ankle is just over to your left edge. I want you to worry less about where your shin is and more about where your heel is. So the closer your heel is to your left hip, the less intense it will be. The further your leg is away, the more intense it will be. So play around with that placement. Walk your hands up towards your hips. Take a big inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale is when you fold yourself forward. As you fold forward, I want you to continue to lengthen through the crown of your head, allowing your head to connect to your mat. And breathe. Think of pressing your left hip forward towards the top left corner of your mat, and then right hip back towards the bottom right corner of your mat. working on equal hip distribution. Start to make your way to your palms. Curl your back toes under, and then press yourself back to a down dog. And you're trying to paddle out your feet. Then you'll inhale your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Left knee to the outside of your left wrist. And then again, you're gonna play around with that same placement of your left ankle. So the closer your left ankle is to your right hip, the less intense it feels. If you shift it further away from your right hip, the more intense it will feel. So play around with that. Walk your hands up, take a big inhale, and exhale, fold forward again, walking yourself out as you release. So we're working on lengthening through the spine. Head connects somewhere, mat, block, hands. And on this side, think of shifting your right hip forward and down, left hip pressing back and down. Start to unclench your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Start to make your way back to your hands and then to your down dog, taking your time to get there, curling the toes under, stepping your left foot back. Allowing yourself a second to move, adjust. And then inhale to shift forward and exhale, lower down to your belly. However you want to get there. All right, we're moving into straight jacket pose. This is such a great counter to all the chest opening that we did to wheels. So start by coming onto your forearms, planting your right hand to your mat, reaching your left arm underneath the right, and then right arm is gonna cut across over to the left. Now palms could be down or up. Typically down is a little bit more intense, but play around, it might feel different in your body. Let your chest fall onto your arms. Let your head relax. You might, as you move into this posture, walk your arms further out to the left and right for added intensity. Start to walk your arms back in, coming onto the forearms. Give yourself a second here just to sway a little side to side. Feeling the bounce back of all those muscles that we're stretching. Now from here, bring your left hand to your mat. Reach your right arm underneath over to the left, and the left arm reaches over to the right. Palms could be down or up again. Play around with that variation. The side might feel quite different, so adjust as you need to. Let your body weight fall onto your arms. Start to make your way up to the forearms again. Give yourself that time to rock a little side to side again, feeling that little bit of a bounce back. And from here, make your way onto your back. Once you're on your back, bring your knees into your chest, arms out to a T. Take an inhale. Exhale, let your knees fall to the right and gaze to the left. Left shoulder stays connected to your mat. Inhale, pull your knees back to center. And exhale, let them fall to the left. Gaze to the right. Right shoulder stays connected. Right hip over to the left. On your next inhale, pull your knees back into center. Wrap your arms around your shins. Exhale all the air out of your lungs. Take a big inhale through your nose. Maybe your forehead comes into your knees. One more big sip of air and completely fill up. And then open mouth, exhale, release into your Shavasana. Let your arms, legs go out long. Allow yourself wiggles, adjustments, and then completely surrender into stillness. I'm going to leave you here in your Shavasana to stay as long as your time allows. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. Have a beautiful rest of your day, night, week, month. Namaste.